So one of the best charts from this Reuters article, when we talk about regional banks, and we talked about them a lot on the show, so I'm not going to go too deep here, but just know that this regional bank crisis is a problem all over the world, not
You
just
have
the
a
United
problem
States.
not going too deep sometimes.
I do. I like to be surface level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I get that feeling a lot.
Would you like to penetrate some of these topics a little farther?
As deep as it goes.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're probably going to get sweaty. You want to take the sweater off?
No, I like
Sure?
it like this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we talked about the top of this particular article about all the interest rate increases that had happened all over the world, with some other countries being in the 5% as well, obviously coming down to the 4%, and only Japan really deviating from the interest rate increasing trend.
Mm-hmm.
This increase in interest rates, the federal funds rate, impacts banks on the front line more than anybody else. Well, Chris, I don't feel bad for banks. I'm not saying you should. But what I do think you should look at this change in S&P 500 regional U.S. bank index since the beginning of the year. This is graphed out from 2004 all the way to 2023. And what I'll point out is there's a very visible comparison between 2007, 2008, and 2009. Keep in mind, this is the Great Recession, the single largest recessionary event outside of the Great Depression, a 2.5 standard deviation black swan event. And yet here you have in 2022 and 2023 a very, very similar beginning. This looks identical almost.
This is a wild chart, bro.
It's almost identical to 2006 and 2007.
Yeah.
So for people to say, oh, my God, like, oh, this is no big deal. And here's what I'll point out. The pain for the consumer was in 2008. It was in 2009. They didn't see a recovery until about 2010. And it was a lot less painful for regional banks in this chart, summed up in a great visual in 2009. And that's what we mean when we talk about the pain for the banks is in the interest rate increasing environment, but the pain for the consumer is in the holding environment. Because guess what banks do? They're going to keep those rates higher for longer to recoup some of the economic losses they took during this time, the time that you can see here on the screen. So what I'll say is this, is that banking all around the world, because of the Fed interest rate increases and the similar bodies like the Fed in different countries that have done the exact same thing, have put the stress in the banking system. And this banking system has stress that's now beyond just that. Because we think, oh, Fed funds is one thing. But I'll tell you, the banking system also can't take the 10-year Treasury rising much higher than it is. And we unfortunately predicted this would happen, that you would see that push up on mortgage rates. And I think you're going to continue to see that.
Eventually, at some point, it was bound to happen.
Bound to happen. But we also can't take too much strain in the banking sector with the 10-year rising too much more than it already has. So I think there is an inflection point coming of a really dramatic worldwide banking crisis on some level, right? Or you may have to cut back on rates and try to drag them back down.
The only way that happens is something if financial system breaks.
Well, and I think I'm worried about that. I'm not worried about it breaking in this catastrophic way, but what I am worried about is this. You need to get out of the yield curve inversion where the 10-year Treasury is higher priced than the 2-year Treasury or the 3-month Treasury. You need to get out of this, and it's been inverted for the longest time since 1981. How do you do that? Well, the 10-year has to rise, or the 2 and 3 months have to lower down.
Right, and we talked about this on the last episode, and we also have a clip on it. You can head over to the YouTube page and check that out.
Get it all in less than 10 minutes. God damn,
we handled that.
So nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm worried about how this all plays out, and I don't think I have an answer. I don't think I got a logical guess at this point. I just know that no matter how you handle it from this point forward, there is a problem that may break something.
Unless... we have talked about it previously on a couple episodes that this rate interest hike cycle is going to force a lot of M&A activity, merger and acquisitions. So if the banks that are really in trouble try to get out in front of this, and maybe they're first to act on some of that M&A activity, then maybe that's their way of skirting around this.
I don't think that's going to see the M&A activity. I think the M&A activity will come from the larger, more stable, maybe even some of the globally systematic important banks, the GSIBs.
Okay.
The Chase, the Wells, the B of A, the Citi. They will buy up smaller banks that can add to their balance sheet.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Yeah. Right?
I don't think it's going to be like the smaller regional banks, super regional banks combining, because they all have the same problem.
That's my point.
Yeah.
So some of the globally systematic important banks.
GSIBs, baby.
Yeah, GSIBs.
Acronyms.
All the acronyms. GSIBs. God damn.
There's a new banking acronym every week, bro. At this point,
it's not just the banking acronyms. It's the Goldilocks scenarios. It's the softies. It's the hardies. It's the hawkish. It's the dovish.
The bear.
The bull.
Yeah. Everybody's trying to throw out some shit that either sounds sexy and complicated, like they know what they're talking about,
Yeah.
Yo, that Goldilocks in the bed the other day. You know, see that I'm talking about in the market?
You saw
yeah, you know, I saw that soft landing. I saw that soft landing, baby.
You saw Goldilocks soft land on that bear?
Yeah. And remember when the FANG index was a thing? Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google.
Oh, yeah, FANG. That's right.
It's like, oh, the FANG's up today. People would like listen to, like, this is what fucks people up. They'll tune in to CNBC and be like, what the fuck is the FANG?
FANG was Facebook. What else?
Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google.
Yeah, Twitter was never in that bitch, huh?
No.
Because they knew. You know why?
Twitter never made money.
You want to know why? Because they knew, like, this motherfucker, they're going to just change to X someday anyways. How you going to switch it up?
They weren't making money. They weren't.
I know.
See, FANG out of here.
Get the
I was hoping they would rename it Mang. What's up, Mang?
Mang.
Never did. God damn it. Meta and I had this all planned out, Mang.
What's up? What's up, Mang?
What's up, Mang? The Mangs are down today, bro. Nobody ever gave me the love.